Welcome to Podcast Bangladesh, brought to you by students from the Information Technology in a Global Society class at International School Dhaka. Today we look at WSIS, which had its first phase in Geneva in 2003 and culminated in Tunis in 2005. We also look at Bangladesh and the International Workshop here last October, Building an Information Society, and we review the culmination of WSIS in Tunis.
I'm going to talk about WSIS, which is the World Summit on the Information Society. The Council of the Information Telecommunications Unions, ITU, accepted the proposal by the Secretary General of ITU to hold the World Summit on the Information Society to be held in two phases. The first phase in Geneva in December 2003 and the second phase in Tunis in 2005. The General Assembly also invited the ITU to take the lead in managing the summit in cooperation with other interested organizations and partners. The summit will address the broad range of questions concerning the information society and move towards a common vision and understanding of this societal transformation. The summit is expected to adopt a declaration of principles and an action plan to facilitate the effective growth of the information society and to help bridge the digital divide. It aims at bringing together representatives from the highest levels of the government, the private sector, civil society and NGOs. It will offer a unique opportunity for the world community to discuss and give shape to the information society. Over the last 10 years, the digital divide has been shrinking in terms of numbers of fixed phone lines, mobile subscribers, and internet users. Nonetheless, there remains a crucial gap. ITU estimates that some 800,000 villages represented around 1 billion people worldwide still lack connection to any kind of information and communication technology. 17,000 delegates from over 170 countries attended the second phase of the summit in Tunis, which was regarded as the UN's largest summit. For more information, visit www.itu.int/WSI.
The UN General Assembly on the 21st of December 2001 adopted a resolution endorsing the organization of the World Summit on the Information Society, or WSIS, to be convened under the patronage of the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, with the International Telecommunication Union taking the lead role in its preparation along with interested UN organizations and the host countries. 6 continents of the world assembled in Dhaka, Bangladesh, just last October 2005 between the 23rd and the 25th in an international workshop entitled Building an Information Society, Road to Tunis, taking place on the 16th to the 18th of November 2005. They had covered issues on e-governance, transparency and accountability, public and private sector partnership, internet governance, security, vis-a-vis privacy, e-content, and creativity, holistic ICT education and training for all, rural and universal ICT access, ICT 4D leading to poverty alleviation and inclusion of women, children, the underprivileged, and people with disabilities, declaring that they intend to build a free, multi-stakeholder, people-centric, inclusive, and development-oriented, knowledge-based information society in the world at large, emphasizing that a primary aim of the Information Society must be to provide basic information and communication technology, ICT, infrastructure to the people to facilitate full utilization of ICT at all levels in society, including the grassroots, and hence enable the sharing of social and economic benefits by all means of access to the society networks, while preserving a cultural diversity and heritage of all humankind all over the world.
The World Summit on the Information Society ended with talks about narrowing the technology gap between rich and poor nations, but little in funding. It was overshadowed by a hot debate about who should oversee the management of the net. The summit was also marked by severe differences over freedom of speech. More than 170 countries and some 17,000 participants attended the UN's largest ever summit, which is also known as the Summit of Solutions in Tunis. It ended with declarations of a Tunis commitment and a Tunis agenda for the information society. The documents largely reaffirmed pledges made at first summit in Geneva 2 years ago to set up efforts to help poorer countries benefit from information and communication technologies. But while nations acknowledged that current funding was not enough, there was little in the way of new money. Technologies and knowledge would also drive all countries towards internationally agreed development goals and objectives, including the Millennium Development Goals. There was also support from delegates and participating nations for a similar gathering in a few years' time to readdress issues and to take stock of progress once more. With extreme tight security, world leaders, civic groups, non-government groups, representatives from leading global technological companies, journalists and bloggers attended the summit. The civic groups demanded to balance the right of all digital citizens in a global information society to freedom of expression. The US delegation expressed disappointment that the Tunisian government did not take the advantage of this important opportunity to demonstrate its commitment to freedom of expression and assembly in Tunisia. But on the other hand, the Chinese Vice Premier Huang Zhu told delegates that some online restrictions were needed to protect states, although China wanted to guarantee freedom of speech. Much of the summit was surrounded with controversy over the choice of Tunisia as a host nation. The closing news conference by freedom of expression groups ended in heated exchanges. Anger mostly has been shown against countries such as Tunisia, which regularly filtered websites. An academic study released to correspond with the summit by the North African Open Net initiative found that nearly 10% of the 2,000 sites it tested were within Tunisia were blocked.